Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today I am on the public test server to have a look at shotgun range. So the range of all ranged weapons has been adjusted on this PTS, and shotguns are no exception. Now a lot of weapons have had their ranges reduced, but in the case of shotguns, they've actually had them increased across the board. So on live, the maximum default range of a shotgun is 72. If you use the perk Love the Spread, you can actually get that up to 93, but you're not going to go over that. And now all of the shotguns will actually have a range that is longer than the current range on live, but it's kind of staggered. Not all shotguns have the same range now. It's been increased, but in some cases it's been increased quite dramatically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all of the ranges for all the different types of shotguns, but I'm going to do it with this perk equipped because I think if you're going to run shotguns, this perk you just want to have. I mean, 30% more range is just so much that I just don't see running shotguns without that perk. So we're going to basically work our way from the bottom to the top. So the double barrel shotgun will actually have the shortest range of all of the shotguns with a prime receiver, because a prime receiver actually it no longer gives you a damage buff versus hardened. It actually gives you the same damage as hardened, but it does give you an increased range. So with Love the Spread equipped, our range is 142 with a prime receiver. If you just want to go hardened, that's 128. So even the shortest range shotgun now will actually have quite a bit longer actually than what you can get on live. Next up, what we have is a combat shotgun with a prime receiver where we're looking at a range of 201. If you put the hardened receiver on it, range of 181. So at this point, we're kind of in the long range discussion with a shotgun. So now we're going to look at a pump action shotgun. Now this is actually the Kabloom, but it has the same stats in terms of accuracy and range as a normal pump action shotgun. The only difference is that poison damage. So we have a prime receiver on it and the range is 225. So now we're getting pretty decent range. If you step down to a hardened, we're still over 200 at 202. And then we have the Gauss shotgun, which has the longest range of all of the shotguns. With a prime receiver, we're at 237. And if you step down to a hardened receiver, we're at 213. So really nice range on the Gauss shotgun. But I do actually want to go shoot some things, and for that we're going to be using the Kabloom today because this fits the play style that I have in mind. So I did put a suppressor on it, and that does cut the range a bit, but with a prime receiver and a suppressor, we're still at 202. So pretty nice range, and what I had in mind for this, I've always wanted to play like a sniper, like a stealth sniper shotgun type playthrough, or a character rather, and I think this will fit really nicely now that we actually have a decent range. So I'm using Juggernauts with VATS enhanced and faster reload, and I put the fractures effect on there just for entertainment purposes. So for the build, I mentioned Love the Spread before. That gives us that 30% range. That's what's putting us over that 200 number. And then I just have all of the other shotgunner perks. So we do have Number Cruncher. That'll give us 2% more per damage per AP. The AP cost on this, as I have it configured, is 27, so 54% more damage. Tormentor, just extra damage against targets that have crippled limbs. Then I have Center Masochist. Sometimes you're just not able to hit the weak spot on an enemy, and torsos are usually a pretty high hit chance, so nice to get bonus damage in that case. And we do have Awareness. This will actually make quite a bit of difference in our VATS accuracy, especially when you pair it with the second star, because I am using VATS hit chance on the weapon as well. So our VATS accuracy should actually be quite good. So I'm running Enforcer and Modern Renegade just for extra limb damage. We have Sneak and Escape Artist because I do want to stay hidden. That is kind of the plan here. And Adrenaline when I'm facing multiple enemies. Each one I kill just gives me more damage. I have Better Criticals and Critical Savvy with a luck of 16, which is where I'm sitting. I should be able to do a critical hit every third shot. So here are the mutations. I have Speed Demon for extra reload speed. Really helpful when you're reloading one round at a time. Herd Mentality for the extra special points. That really does matter because that's pushing us right to the luck of 13, or not 13, 16. If we go below 16, then we go from a critting every third shot to every fourth shot. So it does actually help damage quite a bit. Herbivore because we do use the veggie foods. Eagle Eyes for extra critical damage. Bird Bones, just a little bit of extra AP. Adrenal Reaction works like Adrenaline, but it's 5% instead of 10%. As far as our foods go, Sweetwater Special Blend, that's really good with Party Boy. That gives us an extra 12 perception, which feeds into the Awareness perk, which helps with VATS accuracy. Blight Suit for the extra 100% critical damage. Pumpkin Pie, that's just 80 extra health, which helps with the Juggernauts effect on our weapon. And Silt Bean Soup, same thing. Extra endurance equals extra health, which equals extra damage. All right, let's see. They're not even far. They're not even far away. That's kind of disappointing. I want them to actually be close, but that's not to be. So is that one up there? Well, you saw briefly I was at like 50%, which is really good hit chance on a super mutant head from any kind of distance at all. But they're they're not going to cooperate and come into my field of view, so we'll just continue on. But we should be able to... I mean, 50%, I mean, sometimes it feels like it's longer. I mean, we're just, I guess, winning coin flips there. But you can see our hit chance is good, the damage is good. Definitely a VATS weapon. This particular thing, if I wasn't playing VATS, I don't think I would use this just because there's no proper sight. I mean, if you see, aiming on this is not... I don't think manual aiming on this particular weapon is all that great. There we go. And of course, close-up range is basically the same as live in terms of hit chance and damage and whatever. But, okay. Let's see if we can hit from farther way back. There we go. Okay, damage numbers, but no actual damage. That's super nice. But you can see we're getting, if you spec into VATS, this thing actually does really nicely. I mean, the biggest thing about the range is that it just means our damage holds up at a longer distance. Let's see. Yeah, here's where I would like to do some manual aiming, but it's not. So let's go for a torso, which pretty nice. Torso from this distance. I mean, the fact that, I mean, not the fact that we can hit, but the fact that our damage held up that much enough to kill him in one hit from that distance. Just, yeah. I've wanted to play a shotgun sniper for a while. It just isn't really something you can do because the range is just so bad. And, oh, there we go. All right, let's see what we got here. There's a headshot. There's a belly shot. Oh, they turn. Yeah, that is the thing to get used to in VATS. When the enemy turns, yeah, when they turn, that VATS hit chance just kind of disappears. There's that one. They're pretty tanky, though. Level 100. Yeah, if you've ever played Starfield, I mean, it's got a lot of criticism, I know. But one thing Starfield did really nicely with shotguns. They have those slug rounds in them, and with slug rounds, you can actually... there we go, missing over and over again. With slug rounds, you actually get quite nice range, and you can actually play a shotgun sniper, which I've done, and it's a lot of fun. Now, we don't have slug rounds here, which, you know, I still would like to see that. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but the range is, I mean, this is a nice consolation, I will say. Getting the extended range with the regular rounds is pretty nice. And you can see the damage. Obviously, sometimes it depends on the server, whether the hit registers or not. I mean, look at that. Able to hit from this far and actually get good damage. From there. I mean, this is working out perfectly. I mean, we're able to hit from all kinds of ranges. It's great. And we're in danger, so obviously we're not getting sneak damage, but still we're getting hits on things, which is a lot of fun. We're still in danger. I don't know why I see no more red markers on the compass. Oh, there's one over there. Let's see if we can, there we go. Nice. Somehow I managed to get back into hidden. I don't know, I heard a gutsy somewhere, but can we get a, let's see, we have a critical hit, so that should be enough to kill. Yeah, it's fun hitting things just because it's just not a thing you could do in live. It hits stuff from that far. And well, you can sometimes, but the damage drop off is just gone because your range is just not, that. But now with a range over 200, yeah, we're looking good. This is a lot of fun. I like this, and I really look forward to this coming to live. Apparently, there we go. RoboBrain's kind of tough. That's what I was looking for. I'm sneaking around looking for this thing that knew where I was. And there's my reloads there, and now we're back to hidden. Let's see, torso shot, big fat torso shot, usually a pretty high percentage situation. And torso there. I mean, the damage is nice too. I mean, shotguns did get buffed. I think everything but the double barrel has gotten a damage increase on this particular PTS. I think the double barrel is the same as live. Everything else is up a little bit. But even if shotguns didn't get any kind of damage buff this go round, I mean, they're already hitting pretty nicely on live just from the last round of PTS adjustments. 2 shots there. Let's see, we've got a torso and a critical, and yeah, this is doing really nicely. I quite like this. This range is, there we go. But you can see when an enemy moves around, that really has a bigger impact, you know, on VATS. You know, it's not like it is on live. Now enemy movement, you know, the body part position relative to your line of sight actually does make a huge difference, which I quite like. It may take some getting used to, but it does feel a little, it's a lot more interesting than just targeting the weak spot at 95% over and over again. Now you have to be, maybe you have to be strategic if you can't hit the head, or, you know, whatever. If you can't, whatever the weak spot is, if you can't hit it, maybe you have to think about limb damage, you know, and crippling instead. All right, let's see about some targeting. Let's see, the head's no good. Torso, if I had a critical, I don't have a critical. There we go. Wow, that was enough to kill it. Nice. Yeah, the damage is, that is the biggest thing. I mean, obviously having a higher hit chance because the range is extended is nice, but the fact that when you do hit, you actually get good damage because you're not getting the severe drop off that you'd be getting with a shorter range type weapon. And I'm looking for enemies to shoot, and sometimes you just don't have it. And yeah, this is a this is a wrecker. I think there's something somewhere. I don't know. Let's get the Mirelurk Queen out while we have all of our adrenaline fully stacked up or whatever, and see if we could find that other enemy to shoot. Oh, there, it's over here. Here's the other enemy to shoot. Okay. Sometimes it's like, hey, I'm making a video. Can you cooperate? Nope, that's not going to happen. All right, let's get the Mirelurk Queen out. Let's get her attention. I don't want to cripple her. I had another video where I crippled her right here, and she fell forward, and because the way VATS is, I couldn't target anything, and it was very frustrating trying to kill her, targeting the shell. So we're going to avoid that this time. And we have the spouts, and maybe we'll hit them, and if we can cripple her. There we go. I mean, this is a shotgun after all, and that's... Crippling is the domain of shotguns. So we should be able to... Because we're getting all kinds of bonus damage per whatever, so we should be doing... quite nicely. Now, the Mirelurk Queen has been buffed rather substantially on the PTS versus live. So the time to kill isn't something you can really compare to live, just because she's a lot tougher than... Come on. Sometimes the server doesn't cooperate. VATS hit chance be damned. There we go. No, come on. There we go. There we go. That was a little more painful than it seemed like it should have been. So all this extra range should really help us shoot things out of the sky. We'll see if that actually comes to pass. But let's see, nice fat torso shot for you. And 31%. I think we could do better than 31%. Maybe get her attention, get her to fly over in this direction. So maybe I can get a nice shot on a wing, get her to land. There we go. She's crippled, so that should be enough to get her to land. Okay, sometimes the server says, you know what? I don't care if the shot hit, and you're getting damage numbers. It doesn't count because I said so. Okay, she should land. I mean, I crippled the wing. Isn't that how crippling wings works? When it, all right, yeah, I'm on a very unresponsive server, unfortunately. Where a lot of high percentage shots are missing, but now I mean, this is obviously not a range test, but the damage is really good. And now we're sneaking and, all right, interrupt my reload. Should be dead, there we go. And there you go. And there you have it. If you've ever wanted to play a shotgun as a long-range weapon, you are going to have your chance when this update hits in September. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit one of the buttons, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.